Ever wondered how we went from simple blips on a screen to sprawling virtual worlds? The story of video games is a wild ride, and it all started way back in the 1950s. Long before PlayStations and high-end PCs in 1958, a physicist named William Higginbotham created what many considered the first video game, Tennis for Two. It was played on an oscilloscope, a piece of lab equipment. It wasn't for sale. It was just a little science exhibit, but the seed was planted. A few years later, in 1962, a group of students at MIT developed Spacewar on a massive mainframe computer. This was a true game changer, letting two players battle it out in a cosmic dogfight. It was so popular among the tech community that it spread to other universities, becoming a shared secret among the early computer pioneers. But gaming was still locked away in labs. The big question was, how do you bring this magic into people's homes? The answer came in 1972 with the Magnavox Odyssey. This was the world's very first home video game console. It was simple, using plastic overlays on your TV screen to create different game scenarios. But it was a revolutionary concept for the first time. You could play games on your own television that same year. Another phenomenon was born in the arcades, Pong. Developed by Atari, this simple electronic table tennis game was an absolute sensation. Its boop boop bleep sounds became the soundtrack of a new era. People lined up, quarters in hand, to get a taste of this new form of entertainment. Pong proved that there was a massive commercial market for video games, setting the stage for the explosion that was about to come. The late 70s and early 80s were the golden age of arcades. Dimly lit rooms filled with the glow of screens and the cacophony of electronic sounds became the cathedrals of a new generation. In 1978, a game from Japan called Space Invaders landed and changed everything. It was more than just a game, it was a cultural phenomenon. You weren't just batting a ball, you were defending Earth from rows of descending aliens. The tension, the increasing speed, the thumping soundtrack, it was addictive. Legends say it even caused a temporary coin shortage in Japan. Then, in 1980, a little yellow circle with an insatiable appetite chomped his way into our hearts. Pac-Man was a revolution. Unlike the shoot 'em ups of the time, it was non-violent and appealed to a much broader audience, including women. Pac-Man became a global icon, with merchandise, a hit song, and even a cartoon show. While arcades were booming, the battle for the living room was heating up. In 1977, Atari released the Atari 2600. This was a quantum leap from the Odyssey. With interchangeable cartridges, you could play a whole library of games, from arcade hits like Space Invaders to new adventures. The Atari 2600 brought the arcade experience home and made video games a staple of family entertainment. But the industry grew too fast, too soon. The market was flooded with consoles and a deluge of terrible, low-quality games. Consumers got frustrated and confidence plummeted. This led to the infamous video game crash of 1983. Stores couldn't give games away, and many thought the video game fad was over for good. But it wasn't the end, it was just a pause before a legendary hero would arrive to save the day. Just when the world thought video games were dead, a hero emerged from Japan. In 1985, Nintendo launched the Nintendo Entertainment System, or NES, in North America. They were so cautious about the video game label that they marketed it as an entertainment system, complete with a robot companion named R. OBA&D packaged with it was a game that would redefine the industry, Super Mario Bros. Its vibrant world, precise controls, and incredible level design were unlike anything seen before. Mario wasn't just a character, he was a pop culture icon. The NES single-handedly revived the home console market. It wasn't just Mario. Nintendo gave us the Legend of Zelda, an epic adventure that introduced the concept of saving your game, allowing for massive, sprawling quests. This commitment to quality, known as the Nintendo Seal of Quality, rebuilt trust with consumers. Soon, a new challenger appeared. Sega, another Japanese company, entered the fray with its charismatic blue hedgehog, Sonic. The 1990s became defined by the console wars between Nintendo's Mario and Sega's Sonic. It was a playground debate for the ages. Were you a Nintendo kid or a Sega kid? This fierce competition pushed innovation, leading to better games and more powerful hardware. But as the 90s progressed, a new dimension was waiting to be unlocked. On the PC front, a game called Doom in 1993 popularized the first-person shooter and 3D graphics. Then, in 1995, Sony entered the market with the PlayStation. Using CDs instead of cartridges, it could handle complex 3D graphics and full-motion video, giving birth to cinematic games like Final Fantasy VII and Metal Gear Solid. The 3D revolution had begun, and gaming would never look the same again. The dawn of the new millennium brought a new frontier, the internet. While online gaming had existed in niche forms, the 2000s made it mainstream. Consoles like the Xbox, with its Xbox Live service, connected players from around the globe. Suddenly, you weren't just playing against the computer. You were teaming up with friends or battling rivals from across the world in games like Halo and Call of Duty. This interconnectedness gave rise to a new phenomenon, esports. Competitive gaming transformed from a hobby into a professional sport, with superstar players, massive tournaments, and prize pools worth millions of dollars. Arenas that once hosted rock concerts were now filled with fans cheering for their favorite esports teams as technology raced forward. So did the ambition of game developers. The focus shifted towards creating breathtakingly realistic graphics and massive open worlds. Games like Grand Theft Auto, The Elder Scrolls V, Skyrim, and The Witcher 3 offered players hundreds of hours of immersive gameplay and living, breathing virtual universes where your choices truly mattered. The line between game and reality began to blur. Today, gaming is more diverse and accessible than ever. We have mind-bending virtual reality that puts you directly inside the game, and augmented reality that overlays digital worlds onto our own. Mobile gaming has turned billions of smartphones into portable consoles, making gaming a truly global pastime. From those first simple blips on an oscilloscope to the vast, interconnected worlds we explore today, the journey of video games has been one of constant innovation and boundless imagination. It's more than just an industry, it's a culture, an art form, and a way for people all over the world to connect, compete, and create. And the most exciting part, the game is far from over. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through gaming history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more content. We'll see you in the next one.